Have you ever felt like a part of you is lost? A younger, more innocent version of yourself, buried under years of pain and responsibility? I certainly did. For the longest time, my life felt like a grey, overcast day. I was going through the motions, successful on the outside, but hollow on the inside. A deep, unnamed sadness followed me everywhere, a shadow I couldn't shake. I tried everything to fill that void: work, hobbies, travel, but nothing worked. The emptiness remained. It was a wound from my past. A trauma I had locked away so tightly that I'd almost forgotten it was there. Almost. Because even though I couldn't remember the details, my body did. It held onto the anxiety, the fear, the feeling of being small and helpless in a world that felt too big and too loud. Then, one night, in the quiet darkness of my apartment, she appeared. At first, she was just a flicker of light in the corner of my eye. I thought I was just tired, my mind playing tricks on me. But she kept coming back, night after night, a small, shimmering girl with eyes that held the wisdom of stars. She never spoke a word, but I understood her. She was a part of me. She was the child I once was, the one I had abandoned in my rush to grow up and survive. She was my inner child, glowing with all the light I had tried so hard to extinguish. Seeing her was terrifying. She was a living, breathing reminder of everything I wanted to forget. Her presence brought back flashes of memory, slammed door, hushed arguments, the feeling of being utterly alone. I wanted to push her away, to tell her to leave me be. But she just stood there, her glow soft and steady, not demanding anything, just being. And in her silent presence, I saw not just the pain, but the resilience. The small boy who found comfort in stories, who could build entire worlds with just his imagination. The boy who, despite everything, never stopped hoping for a little bit of magic. Slowly, I let her in. It started small, when I felt a wave of anxiety wash over me at work. I would picture her glowing calmly in a quiet corner of my mind. Her light was a beacon, a safe harbor in the storm of my emotions. She didn't make the anxiety disappear, but she helped me sit with it, to breathe through it instead of being consumed by it. She showed me that it was okay to be scared. It was okay to feel small. She held my hand metaphorically as I began to look at the memories I had locked away. She led me back through the hallways of my past, not to force me to relive the trauma, but to help me see it from a new perspective. We walked through old rooms, past faded photographs. She would point to a younger version of me, huddled in a corner, and her light would wrap around him like a warm blanket. For the first time, I didn't feel shame or disgust looking at that little boy. I felt compassion, deep, aching compassion. He wasn't weak, he was a survivor. He did the best he could with what he had, and in that moment of recognition, something inside me shifted. A wall I had built brick by brick began to crumble. This journey wasn't a straight line. There were days when the darkness felt overwhelming, when her light seemed to dim. Days when I was angry at her for making me feel all these things I had tried so hard to suppress. Healing is messy. It's not a beautiful, cinematic montage. It's tears and frustration and 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But she was always patient. When I would lash out, she would simply wait, her light a constant promise that she wouldn't leave me. Not again. She taught me that it was okay to be angry, to grieve for the childhood I never had. She gave me permission to feel. I started doing things for him, for that little boy. I bought a set of crayons and a coloring book. It felt silly at first, a grown man sitting on his floor coloring, but as the crayon scraped against the paper, I felt a simple, uncomplicated joy I hadn't felt in years. I went to a park and sat on a swing, letting myself soar back and forth, the wind in my hair. I let myself be playful, curious, and spontaneous. Each small act was a message to my inner child. I see you, I hear you, you matter, you are safe now. The glowing girl guided me to confront the source of my trauma. It wasn't about blame or revenge. It was about understanding. It was about standing up for that little boy and telling him that what happened was not his fault. That he was worthy of love and protection. In a quiet moment of reflection, I pictured myself as an adult, walking into that old memory. I knelt down beside my younger self, wrapped him in a hug, and said the words he had always needed to hear. I've got you. You're not alone anymore. I will protect you. In that moment, the little boy looked up, and for the first time, he smiled, and the glowing girl shone brighter than ever before. As I healed, her form began to change. She wasn't just a separate entity anymore. Her light started to merge with mine. I would catch a glimpse of my reflection and see a sparkle in my own eyes that wasn't there before. The constant grey fog began to lift, replaced by moments of genuine peace and even happiness. The world started to regain its colour. I found myself laughing more, connecting with people on a deeper level. The emptiness inside was being filled, not with distractions, but with self-love and acceptance. She's still with me, of course, but she's not a separate girl anymore. She's woven into the fabric of who I am. Her glow is my intuition. Her curiosity is my creativity. Her resilience is my strength. She is the quiet confidence that tells me I can handle whatever comes my way. She is the voice that encourages me to rest when I am tired and to play when I am stressed. Healing my inner child didn't erase my past, but it transformed my relationship with it. The scars are still there, but they no longer define me. They are just a part of my story. A story of a lost boy who was found. A story of how light can always, always find its way through the darkness. This journey of healing is ongoing. It's a practice, a daily choice to listen to that gentle, glowing part of myself. If you feel that same hollowness, that same disconnect I once felt, maybe it's time to look for your own light. Your inner child is waiting. They might be quiet, they might be scared, but they are there. They hold the key to your joy, your creativity, and your peace. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. Listen for that soft whisper. Look for that faint glow. It's the start of coming home to yourself. Thanks for watching.